Okay, so I've tried looking at your file and it's perplexing me at the minute. So I'll carry on working on that. But just to give you, in case this is of help, working on this file that TV Paint provide of this running guy called Bob. Thought I'd just show you how you would apply, how I would apply a texture, your texture to him. So, got one layer with just like the line work on. Okay. Oops. So it's just line work on a transparent background. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new color and texture layer. Okay. And make sure that the source is on running guy, which it is. Oops. Then I'm going to bring in my texture. Now the golden rule is that the texture must be the same size as your project. So your texture is the same size as your project, but this project is bigger. So I'm going to have to go project, modify project, and I'm going to bring this down to 1080p, which should be 1920 by 1080, and I'm going to modify that to 25 frames. 1920, 1080, 25 frames. Cool. Right. Now what I do is on this color and texture layer here, I make sure I'm on that layer and I'm at the beginning, and then I choose speed fill and I just choose a color, and then I swipe in where I want to color in. Okay, now that's also done the hand. So what I need to do is look at reducing size, and also I've got this exclusion here, which means I can click in there and it will exclude whatever I click in. So I just went over the line there. So untick exclusion, go in there, and that's coloured that in better now. So I can probably make life a lot easier for myself by zooming in. Don't worry about these, whoops, just undo that. Don't worry about these lines here that you can see, they're called squiggles, and you can hide them by clicking on these little specks down here if you want to, but you don't need to because they don't come out in the render. It just shows you where you've swiped. So now I'm going forwards. Actually, it's not worked right. How interesting. Okay, let me just delete this color layer here, and let's go onto here and do color and texture layer. That's better. And as you can see, what it's done is it's put it's duplicated the layer structure there. I think the problem is that I need that switched on, and everything will be okay. So same as before, speed fill blue is fine. I'm gonna swipe in. Okay, then I'm going to go exclusion and just swipe the hand. Then I'm going to use my cursor key to go to the next instance. Take off exclusion, swipe in, swipe in. In fact, I'm just going to go through and do the jumper. Not worry about the hand. And just do that. Do the hands at the end. So what I'm doing is I'm filling with colour, my target if you like. go. And we're there. Now that should be the jump. Oh, this one there. Should be the jump rule coloured in. So. Now I can just go through ticking on the exclusion and any hands that have got coloured in. Oh, I'm missing a bit there. Okay, go back on exclusion. Not very good at this, am I? It's easy to miss stuff when you're in a rush. Whoops. Oops. Get the idea. So this size kind of affects the how much gets coloured in, I think, at a time. Okay, exclusion. Now I've got Bob running around his shirt. So, what I do now is just shrink this down. See what's going on. I load my texture, so I go. I go to my Texturizer, which is like a little artist palette down here. I click on there and I go Texturizer, and then I go Add Texture. And I've got something in here already, but that's not what I want. So I go File, and then I go Browse, and I find my texture. And I bring that in. Okay, and I go OK. And then I go select colors, blue, select color, blue. Okay, so that's my tracking zone is the blue and the render area is the blue. And what I do now is I go start. Okay. And what I can do is over here I've got loads of options now. Okay, the size, the rigidity, all of these kind of things, scale, tracking. So I'm just going to leave all of this on default, but be aware that you can get drastically different results by altering those. So I just go apply now, and what you'll see is as I go forward on the cursor keys, I've got another layer that's selected here. As I go forward on the cursor keys, the tracking, got that wrong, sorry, apply, all right, okay, go forward, oh no, sorry, it's been ages since I've done this. All right, you don't go forward on the cursor keys, you go apply, and then you just keep clicking apply, and it will advance every time you click on apply. And as you can see, the tracker is automatically tracking in the texture to the move to your animation. Kind of leave it. Sometimes it goes a bit squiffy here, so that's when changing the size here or the rigidity, stuff like that, or auto scale might help. But for a minute, for this purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to click on apply. Yeah, obviously that's spazzing out a bit there, and you'd want to kind of sort that out. unless you want a very interesting result. I'm just going to apply, 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 apply. Okay. And what we've got there now is your texture, quite nicely actually applied. So there, so perhaps that gives you a way in. Like I said, I've tried applying that on your file and I'm having problems. So I'll keep doing it. I'll keep having a go. But for a minute, that's the way that I would suggest you want to proceed.